So the main point of the open was Punk is going to be in the ring with a live microphone tonight at the open at 8 o'clock Eastern, and we got it at 10:52. But nevertheless, they had Orton in the ring for a live promo, which they should have because he's a massive return also in more ways than one. He's fucking jacked. And he's apparently lived in the goddamn weight room for the past year and a half or whatever. But he's being a huge baby face because he has to be. He's saying, I love you to the fans. He's came back to help his friend Cody because he had never been part in a War Games match invented by Dusty, part of wrestling history, because the people were going to be so happy to see him back because he's a fucking star. He couldn't be a heel. He might be in the future, but not right now. And I'd forgotten, again, he comes from a different area. He comes from OVW. He comes from the early 2000s when you actually had to be able to do a fucking promo. And so he can speak, even if they've told him his topics and told him the point to make and what's going to go on, he sounds like he's saying the shit instead of memorized and scared and fucking reciting, right? So I don't know whether, Orton's getting better or just everybody else is fucking falling behind. But then him and Rhea Ripley, boom, she looks incredible. She's dressing the gimmick. She's a star. This is why that people are watching this show when these people are just standing there fucking talking to each other. Because everybody's a fucking star. And she says, hey, I can't believe you let your return get upstaged. The landscape has changed around here, and the bloodline is not as fallen or is out of the way, whatever the fuck she said. And the Judgment Day runs things around here, so you better watch out. And he tells her, well, guess what, Mommy? Daddy's back. And the place goes crazy. And nobody tells Randy Orton what to do. So, of course, now he's the enemy of the Judgment Day. And that's when J.D. Funko and Dominic jump Orton. Brian, if you were going to send two people out of that group to jump on Randy Orton, which two would you pick?
Jim? I'd send, if I had to send any two, obviously Damian Priest and Finn Balor.
Well, yeah, they sent JD and Dominic, who, if JD was on Dominic's shoulders in like the old chicken fight fucking position, then maybe that he could look Orton in the eye. So Randy routed him and RKO'd JD and challenged Dominic for later on. And that's obviously, we want to have Randy get a nice win over somebody that has heat, that it doesn't hurt them to lose a match to keep that heat. So that's what they've set up, and that's fine. But it tickled me that here they sent the fucking B team out. Yet anyway, then they did this tag team thing. And I didn't watch half of it because I don't know why anybody would have watched any of it.
Can I stop you?
But yes, go ahead.
What are your thoughts on a Randy Orton return, or on the Randy Orton return promo? Was it what it needed to be? Did it leave you wanting more?
Yes. No, see, that's the well, I'm sorry I forgot to give you my analysis. I was rushing to get to the next fucking monologue. This is what it needed to be. Because everybody wanted to hear from Randy, and they love seeing him in the ring with Rhea Ripley and them going back and forth and him telling her off, even though they like her. And the idea that, okay, now we know, and we are pretty certain that we're going to see more of Orton and the various people in the Judgment Day, or whatever there was purpose to it. It didn't just wrap up at the end of the promo. It led to the match later on. So we're going to see Randy in action. This was fine. He didn't need to. I think the people, would you think it's fair to say that the people are happy that Orton is back, just like they're happy that Punk is back, and they may have wanted to see what Orton was going to do, but they didn't necessarily look forward to the promo. Like, oh, Orton's going to speak. They want to know what's going to go on, but he could have wrestled or he could have run in. Everybody's wanting to hear Punk talk because Punk is more known for fucking talking and saying shocking and or explosive things than Orton. So this was fine. He came out, he thanked everybody, did his thing, said what he needed to say, interacted with the Judgment Day, sets up his match. That's fine. And it was like we were 20 minutes in. He got the guy that, and I'm not knocking Randy because he's a fucking superstar, but the guy that everybody was expecting to hear from to specifically speak got 6 minutes, and fucking the guy that everybody would have been happy to do whatever got 20. See what I'm saying? Possibly not.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, I think you wanted to hear what Punk had to say. With Orton, people just want to see what he's going to do. More than even the matches or hear what he's going to say. What is he going to do? He's like Punk. He could be a heel or a face very easily. We'll see.
But, and Orton's appeal is, who's he going to RKO? Not what's he going to say. Right? It's not the same genre of appeal. Anyway,